Hey everybody, how you guys doing? Hope you guys are doing well spiritually and physically, also mentally as well. Now, I want to get into a very interesting topic. I labeled this video, I just dropped out of college. So, yes, I did this a couple minutes ago. I just emailed my professors. I gave them an explanation why I did that, also how to improve their class. Just suggestions, not saying that they had to do it, just an idea. Also, that I rather put my time, energy into something else. Now, I want you to understand that we are living in a new world where technology and the internet is super advanced. Where if you want to know how to cook a certain recipe, you could look it up. If you want to know how to repair a certain part in your cart, you could watch it on YouTube. If you want to make money, you could do that on your phone. There are so many ways of educating now where school isn't really your only source of education. Now, if I were to compare my personal life and school, I would say that life itself has made me more money than school. Now, I'm not saying that drop out, you're gonna make lots of money. I'm not saying that because everyone's brain and life are totally different. So just because I drop out of school doesn't mean that it will work out for you, because I am still taking a risk. But here's the thing about taking a risk. If you're in your 20s, this is the best time, the absolute best time to take risks, because you could literally make it all, lose it all, make it all again, then lose it and keep losing it and still make it all. So what I'm trying to say is you can keep failing and you still have enough time to eventually catch up and still be fine. So you could literally go negative for years, and by the time you turn 40, you made so many mistakes and you tried so many things where it led to so many failures, and by the time you hit 40, you could eventually have a growth spurt of like exponential income, or you went from in the negatives and now you're making about six figures because you started that business that finally just clicks. And that's the thing, you only have to be right one time, that's all it takes. So that means keep figuring out what you're good at. And here's another thing about passion. Now, everyone has a passion, everyone has a mission, but your mission and passion chooses you. You don't choose it. So the only difficulty is trying to figure out what your passion and what your mission is, because we all have a purpose in life, but it's never going to be just right in front of you and it's going to tell you, okay, get into real estate. No, it's not like that. That's not how the world works. We need to try different things to figure out what it is. So what I'm doing, okay, and I'm not saying you should do this too. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying this is what is going to work for me. Why not? You see how confident I sound? So this is what I believe is going to work for me. So anyways, I decided to drop out of school to put my time and energy into a solar company and to obtain my real estate license, and also just build wealth in the stock market. So, oh, also self-branding. Yeah, so I have a lot of things going on, but my ultimate goal is definitely to add value to other people's lives, and not just that, but impact people's lives in a positive way. Because, yes, increasing my income and creating multiple streams of income is a great goal, because I do want to have financial freedom. I do want to obtain that to do whatever I want to do when I wake up in the morning. Like if I want to go to Japan, I'm going to Japan. Why? Because I could afford it and because I have the time to do it. So yes, I do want to live my own terms, but the journey to live that lifestyle, I want to make sure that I'm adding value to other people's lives, because that's how the world works. If you're just in it for yourself, or I just want to make money, I want to make money, well, you're probably not going to make any money because you're just focusing on the money rather than adding value. Think about it. If I just, let's just say you meet people, right? and everyone you meet is selfish besides that one person. Who would you rather do business with? The nine selfish people or that one person that actually cares about you? You're gonna do business with the person who cares about you, right? So don't be selfish. Add value to other people's lives, and make sure you enjoy the journey. And eventually, you'll be so good at what you're doing that it will be monetized. So for me, I'll be frank. I have two sources of income. That's my activate income, which is my minimum wage job, and two, which is a passive. Yeah, it's a passive income. It's the stock market where I get dividends for certain stocks. Now, the stock market is something I just started about. I think I'm entering like 8 months, almost a year. So I still have a long way with the stock market, but I was able to grow a 5-figure portfolio, and I'm almost doubling that. And that's just because I was just being consistent with my paychecks. So that's something I still do now, and it's literally just a hobby. Like, I love investing. That's something that's just fun. Like the fact that I get paid and have an opportunity to pay myself to create more money with that money I just made. I think it's freaking amazing. So yeah, that's why I jump out of school, because I am doing what's best for me, and that's another thing too. So we are often pressured by society, your family, and what else pressures us? Oh, and security. So what I mean by society is like your friends and what people are just saying, like on the streets, right? Like the strangers, go to school. But the thing is, if going to school was a traditional way of becoming successful, and times have changed where you can create a business through YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat. Social media is really big, by the way. You should definitely get into social media. Uh, what else is out there? I mean, you could develop your own website or learn how to create a website and monetize that. So there's so many things out there you could do. So for me, I am still figuring out what I want to do. I am just starting off with YouTube, and I'm focusing just on adding value to other people's lives, and that's the thing too. So in order to make money, you have to be able to find a way to be valuable, add value to other people's lives, and eventually you could charge something for doing that. Now, again, I'm not focusing on money. It's all about just focusing on the journey and adding value to people's lives and putting smiles on people's faces. The fact that I made you think a certain way, but that impacted you in a positive way rather than a negative way, it makes me feel really good about myself as a person. And here's the thing, when you put positive energy out in the world will reward you with positive energy. So that's the thing. People expect like to sit around and one day an opportunity is just gonna hit you out of nowhere. Like, oh, like, I'm just chilling on my computer, having fun playing video games. Boom, opportunity! I'm successful now. No, it doesn't happen like that. It does not happen like that. You need to take action, go out, figure out what you're good at, and try many things. And this is probably the best advice you're ever gonna hear. But keep failing, because within those failures, you're gonna grow and you're gonna learn a lot. I learned so much just by hardship. A lot. Hardship has definitely taught me a lot. That's probably like one of the best life lessons I've ever learned. So if I could tell you a few of them, COVID taught me that my health is everything, and your health is everything. Think about it. Like, what's the point of being a billionaire if you're sick and you can't even enjoy your money? So that was a huge lesson. I didn't realize how important my health was, and I did take my health more serious. I used to be a pothead where I smoked a lot of weed, and that was fun for me. But when I got COVID, I realized that smoking weed was actually really bad for my lungs and gonna cause harm in the long term. Short term is fun as hell. I loved it, but long term, it's pretty bad. Pretty bad. It does damage your lungs. I believe it like damages the air sacs that you have in there. So, oh, also the tar. Because think about it, like when I used to smoke out of the bong, there'll be like black, like there'll be residue on the bowl piece. And just imagine if that is staining your bong, how does your lungs, how does that look like? Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure some of that residue is stuck in my life. Like, that residue that's went through my bong to my lungs, I'm pretty sure that's gonna be there permanent. So I started to take a chill pill in there. Yes, I do it occasionally, but not as much. I mean, I don't. I'm trying to break. So there's something called a 21-day rule. So if you have a bad habit, what you do is you don't do the habit for 21 days, and eventually you will break it. So I believe I haven't smoked for maybe about almost 2 weeks now, because tomorrow's Thursday. So yeah, it's almost 2 weeks now, and I would definitely say it's been challenging. It's been a little difficult, but I feel like I am more in control of my life, and the fact that I have some little challenges hitting me, and that was just life testing me, just saying like, hey, I'm gonna throw this thing at you, and I'm gonna see if you're gonna go back to weed. So no matter how difficult life has been getting for me recently, I don't let that get in the way of my goal. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, that was a COVID rant right there. And number two, I got into a car crash. Getting into a car crash made me realize that insurance is very, very helpful. I was driving with, I believe, liability insurance, and that was really dumb. I should have full coverage. So get insurance, guys. You never know when you're gonna need it. Insurance is huge. Let's see, but I'm trying to think what else. And also just working jobs, it taught me a lot. Like at Amazon, I learned a lot at Amazon. Like Amazon definitely taught me how to manage people, how to deal with stress, and also make a decision under extreme pressure. Like literally, like there's times when I have so many things happening at once, and I had to make a decision because at the end of the day, I was the leader of that floor. So that was pretty cool. Also, I learned about metrics and how to negatively, not negatively, but how to give negative feedback to an associate, but make it, make it seem more of a conversation than putting them down. Because what I do is I coach people. So if someone does something wrong, I have to go over there and pretty much be the bad guy saying that you're doing this wrong. So what I learned is just rephrase my words where it's not doing so much harm. Yeah, that kind of went on a long. I went on a long rant, but I hope this helped you understand more of why I made the decision to quit school for right now. So again, I don't plan on quitting school forever. It's just right now, it's really difficult for me to learn through a computer. I need to be in there in person and engaging with the professor and being around the classmates. That's how I learn. So I'm going to put it on pause for a little bit. I'm going to put my time and energy into wealth building, real estate, and I really feel like real estate is going to be my passion and something that I'm going to be really successful in. Yes, it's an entrepreneur lifestyle. I feel like I'm ready to do it, and I want to do it now because I am young and I have the energy before I get older, and I don't want to be in a situation where I'm looking back and just thought to myself, man, I wonder what would have happened if I ever tried that real estate when I was 22. So I don't want to live in regret. I don't want you to live in regret. So take risks right now. It's okay to fail. Don't think failure is a bad thing. Failure is actually a good thing. You learn a lot through that. So if you're going to school, make sure you know where you're getting yourself into. Do your research on your major. What type of jobs are out there? And if that major and those courses, are they going to bring you happiness in your life? Because at the end of the day, happiness is probably the number one thing in order to live a successful life. Because if you're not happy with yourself and you have all this money, I don't consider that success. I don't. Success is being happy, being financially free, impacting so many people in a positive way. So Anyways, I'm gonna stop right there. I appreciate you so much for taking the time out of your day to listen to this video, especially if you made it to about this long. I believe we're at 15 minutes here. So again, I appreciate you. Have a good one, and live below your means in order to be successful. So take care. Bye.